Alright, welcome back to putting together the sewing room. And yes, it is bad lighting. I don't have my lights out and it is dark out, so we're going to deal with what we got. I have the sewing machine, or sorry, I actually do have the sewing machine mostly put together and the heater on. But I got Wilma in here and the two little machines, and I got the big sewing machine cabinet and great grandma's machines on the back porch right now, so I got it up the 4 stairs by myself. And so all I gotta do is just bring it in the house as soon as I make room. It's all fabric, and I gotta put it into the shelf. The giant wall of fabric. That's what it's gonna be. So I screwed them all together. They're just crates, and I found them like really cheap. They're like $5 a piece, and so there's 27 of them. And I believe I have marked out exactly what's gonna go in each one, and we're just going to go through all of the fabric. This isn't even all of it. I have at least 4 other containers. Okay, not containers, but like those little pull out drawer things. I got 4 of those that, I mean, they're maybe 8 inches tall, maybe 15 inches by maybe a foot. I mean, they're not huge, but yeah, they're decent sized. And so yeah, this is gonna be fun. I gotta put everything together. I'm going to label everything and like measure out how many yards is there, and like tie it with a string and say, hey, this is this type of fabric, there's this many yards of it, it's this wide. That way I can just see at a glance. Most of it I think I probably remember, but there may become a day where I don't remember, and I want to make sure all that is done. Alright, so kind of get started with just whatever I found on the floor, and we're just going to work our way around it. So these I've actually unpacked when they sent to me. This is actually vintage fabric. I don't remember what they said it was from. It's just vintage fabric that has never been washed. That's cool. And there's no salvage, which means, yeah, it's pretty vintage. Where'd my tape measure go? There it is. So basically I have these little cards that are about 3 by 2, and I'm just cutting them out. I have a hole punch for it. And I'm labeling the type of fabric, as in like the fiber content and the weave if I need that, and how much fabric there is. That way I just know, and also if there's a project that this is meant for, I'm writing that on there too. So I'm kind of folding it up as small as I can get it. Well, using string. And that way I'm kind of wrapping it up, and that way if there's multiple pieces, they're staying together, but I know I only have one piece of this. This is a cotton print. So I'm just saying 1.25 plus yards, because it's a little bit more. Here it is. And cotton prints, but this is just a little bit over a yard. They're going to go here. So basically I have it out as I have 3 plus yards. Yes, 3 plus yards going into something called yardage. That's what it's going to be labeled as yardage. And then 1 to 3 yards, it's going into something called pieces. And if it's less than a yard, it's going in scrap ends. This is another vintage fabric. Ooh, they're raised dots. That's cool. I want a top out of this. It's just like really fun to like touch it, which I have never done before because it's still wrapped in the plastic from when I purchased it. No, I don't have a problem. I have a lot of fabric. I didn't see, yes, it's 2 yards to purchase fabric for projects, and then I do procrastinate in purchasing things for events. Like if I have an event coming up, I will purchase fabric, but sometimes it won't arrive on time, even though like I look at the estimated shipping date, and as long as it arrives like 3 or 4 days beforehand, I'm like, oh, I can whip out a dress in 3 or 4 days, we're fine. And sometimes it gets caught up or whatever, and then I have to buy extra fabric to create the project, and then I have the fabric that comes in that I bought originally, and that happens quite a bit. Although with this much fabric, I don't think I should be buying anymore. Pretty sure I bought this fabric and the other fabric because I was buying other things from that Etsy shop, and I only need a little bit more for free shipping, and I saw these antique fabrics or vintage fabrics, and I'm like, why not? They were really cheap. It's like $3 for a pack of it, and you know, it's like, well, might as well at that point. Okay, these are reproductions, but I meant them to be kids' clothes for the 20th century. That is 2 yards. Kids' clothes. I'm just putting it KC for kids' clothes. We'll see if I remember what that actually stands for. I thought I had almost all the fabric in here except for those 4 little, not totes, but drawers I told y'all about. But then I just remembered that the dresser that I've been keeping all my fabric in, at least the fabric I thought I was going to use while we were in the cabin, is still in that dresser. So I gotta go fetch all that out. There's quite a bit of fabric too. But I think as long as I get all the fabric that's in here put away tonight, it shouldn't take me very long to do the others tomorrow morning and get the sewing machines in, the last 3 sewing machines in. Oh, well, I could probably do that tonight. And I also want to go ahead and make curtains for in here. And our bathroom needs curtains, and my room needs curtains, and the guest room needs curtains. Those are the only rooms that I've done enough in there to really need curtains yet. I don't think I ever bought this. I think this was given to me. It doesn't look like something I would actually buy. It looks like maybe 3 yards. Actually, it's 3 yards plus 2 inches, but that's normally a 3-yard cut because a lot of sellers will give you just an inch or two to kind of account for shrinking when it's in the wash, which they don't have to do, but a lot of them do it anyway, which is very nice. But that means this goes into a different slot because I have like cotton print yardage, cotton print pieces, cotton stripes and plaids, and then that's what this is for, and then other, and then there's a whole nother bottom row of cottons as well. So I basically have linen on the top, wool, silk, 2 things of cotton, and then modern fabric on the bottom. Alright, let's see. I thought I had a plastic bag of modern clothes for Rhett, but okay. I have this lovely stuff that Susan gave me. I think she said it was 10 yards. But it's going to end up being a 50s dress because look at that print. It's lovely. Let's see. Where did that measuring tape go? Oh, there it is. And I have 2 pieces. I have one I think that's just a yard long, and then I have this long piece. That is 1 inch, so I have a yard, but we're going to go ahead and call it 9 yards. And I gotta find the other piece so I can tie them together. This is gonna be a tier dress for the 50s, 1850s. One day. Oh, I found the other piece. It's down there, I see it. Okay, should not make this string long enough. Okay, you know what? We're gonna tie this one in a knot. It's fine. Okay. There's the ones of shirts for Rhett. Okay. This is what's going to be shirts anyway. I believe I ordered 2 yards of everything. And because this is fabric for modern wear, it's going to go down there. I'm going to fold a couple of them. Is it only 2? There might be 3. I don't remember pre-washing these, but I guess somebody did. Okay, this is lining fabric for Rhett. I'll get to that in a second. And this is wool for Rhett. It's his, it probably tells me he's at 5 yards. Yeah, so this is This is likely how I'll be spending my evening. Getting this whole mess of fabric nicely organized. I'm gonna do a little bit, I'll come back and check in with y'all, and we'll see what we're doing, or how we're doing. Because I guarantee you some of these spaces are gonna fill up real fast. That's why I haven't printed my labels yet. So if I have like nothing in one, I might combine that with another somewhat empty label and make two spaces for a particular type of fabric. I have them kind of listed here what I think we're gonna do. That's kind of what I keep looking at. But if push comes to shove and it doesn't fit, then we'll change things around. And I haven't printed anything, so we're all good and not wasting any materials. Alright, it's actually the next day. I worked until like 11 o'clock last night, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. So, did find a few things. So, I thought this was a figment of my imagination, but I did buy like actual cards with holes in them for all this, instead of using the hole punch. Hole punch I specifically bought to like label things around the house. So I'm just going to do my little pile that I made, and I'm switching over to these. It's going to save you some time because I won't have to stop and like cut a bunch of these little things out. So it actually is going to save some time. But yeah, it's getting filled, which is nice. But I've gotten through all the trash bags of fabric, and I've gotten through 3 of the little fabric storage containers. I have 16 of those fabric storage containers. And there's still, again, the thing we talked about yesterday. And I was thinking last night, there's also that container that I kept all my stuff in while I was in Menard. I had that too, and that has plenty of fabric in it. Some really nice dress links too, and like all the stuff that we're working on baby clothes, that's all there. So that's even more fabric to find a home for. So far I haven't found anything that I'm like, oh, I forgot I had this. Which is kind of surprising. I do have a pretty good memory of what I have most of the time. I think the only thing that surprised me, I have this 2 yards of dark green tropical wool. I'm trying to figure that out because I have 2 dresses of a dark green tropical wool, but it's not this green, and it's not this fabric. So I was like, oh, maybe that's left over from that. And then I also bought some dark hunter green tropical wool for a cloak that's still not done. But I already had that cut out, so it's not that either. So I have no idea what that's from. I am finding lots of fabrics to go into the scrap bin, so I'm glad that we have those now. And one thing I'm not sure what I'm going to do with is I have a lot of dresses that I do love, I don't want to get rid of or sell or anything, but they don't fit right now, or they're wearable but not finished. Like I have an 1830s evening gown, ball gown, whatever, that is wearable, except for last time we had to, I think, sew me into it because the closures aren't in the back. And then it doesn't have, like I have a tucker for it, like I had to do all the trim work on it. But the base is done, and then I have like an 1860s dress. This is one of my favorite 1860s dresses. It's the pink silk that we made a couple years ago, or refinished a couple years ago. It doesn't quite fit, so like I need to take it out like an inch. And there's a green silk and a plaid silk that are the same, or sorry, green wool and a plaid silk that are the same way. And I don't know what I need to do with those, because I feel like they almost need their separate pile. I guess I remember in the closet I could just use some of those fabric totes and just make a, hey, this needs to be fixed pile. It's not really a mending pile, it's just a refitting pile. I need a refitting pile. I have 2 links of this. One of this is destined to be a Regency short gown. Now I do have some blue fabric that's meant to cover the inside of this. Like I'm just going to hot glue it on. And I don't think we're going to do that right now because I just need to get things organized in this house. But that might be a fun project down the road. It would keep things from like falling underneath, like for this I have some little tiny bits of silk that might fall through the crack or something. This is linen. 2 yards. It is 2. No, that's 1 yard. Okay. I know I bought this for an apron. I think for a little girl. Because I was making that whole outfit last year, 2 years ago. And I was going to make an apron too. I just didn't get around to it. I am still kind of concerned about fitting all this fabric in here. I don't think I'm going to have enough space. Which is saying something, because I had 16 containers to put fabric in back at the old house. This is 27, so I gained 11 more spaces. However, I do have another sewer in the family now, so like that 16 spaces was just mine. I do technically have right now too. Also, the random knitting needles I'm finding everywhere. I'm not missing knitting needles. I've been thinking I've been missing needles for forever. They're not. They're hidden in all these little bins. Alright, I'm going to charge the camera and continue to work, and we'll come back and see what the progress is like. Random update. I remember what that wool's for. I bought it to go with this as a winter hood. It's my candy cane hood. It's red and white, and I was going to have that as the outer part. So it's like a Christmas hood. I remember this now. Anyway, figured that out. Other than that, it's just a very slow process. I have way too much modern fabric that I really need to sew through, and I have way too many cotton prints. And one day I need to do something with this. This is a gorgeous embroidered silk taffeta that I bought. It's like $11 a yard, and I think I have 11 yards of it. I think I only have a few more bins to go through. And it's actually not nearly as full as I thought it would be. I mean, some of them are like packed jam full, and others are still completely empty, which tells me that I can rearrange just a little bit. Okay, this, because there's more cotton there. And I'm still missing like 3 or 4 cotton dress links. I found all the little pieces that I bought with them, because I bought some yardage, and I bought like some little pieces. And I found all the little pieces, I just haven't found the dress links yet. So I don't know where those are. As soon as I get the main fabric put up, I need to go and put the scraps up, because I just have piles and piles. I've been putting all the cotton and linen over here, all the silk wool and trims over here, and so I can just separate that out when I get to that point. But I think I only have a very few bins left to go through. Alright, let's put stuff into the scrap bin. Or at least the scrap bin. The other one I already got filled. Put that out for right now. Okay. Cotton. Do white fabrics and then linen. So since it's going to be cotton, might have to make 2 cottons. That's the linen. Over here. I barely had enough room for all the silk. I have a lot of silk scraps. That's white. We'll put mostly white in there too. And I have some white pieces that, you know, I can actually do something with. They're not a yard, so I think I'm going to put them all together. That works. I don't know what this navy linen is from, but I have a lot of scraps of it. But I do not remember that. I have some boxes or containers I'm using for like notions and trims. So I have one for like modern and 20th century stuff. I have another one for 19th and 18th century stuff. Alright, is that everything? No, actually, it's not all the fabric I own, but it's the vast majority of it. So, I mean, it is organized. It doesn't look necessarily neatest. I think my cotton row looks the neatest. Like, even all the way across. Like, it just looks nice and neat. The others kind of are stuffed in there. think it'll look better once I actually work on some of the, like all that stuff on the bottom is modern stuff. And most of it's stuff for me. And I need to work on some of that. So everything else I think is going to look nicer once it's all kind of thinned out just a little bit. And I do have more fabric. I have at least 3 or 4 dress lengths of cotton. All my 20th century fabrics I think are in that dresser outside. So I definitely have a lot more fabric, which is nice because I do have some empty space. Like I have with some linen there, and then that one's mostly empty. That's lining fabrics. That one up there is completely empty right now, so I can put something in there. That's Rhett's uniform stuff, so I know he'll have stuff to go in there. I just don't have that fabric right now, so it'll get filled and look nice and neat. It's just right now I think that's what we're gonna do. But yeah, that is some of my fabric stash. It's not all of it, but it is some of it. And at least it's nice and somewhat organized now, and I can actually find stuff, which is be fantastic for when I work on projects. And as I come across more fabric, I will just put it where it belongs. Anyway, thank you for joining me today as we put a lot of the fabric up. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell notification so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. And as always, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back here in the next video.